Hi guys, hope you are doing well. I'm doing okay, guys. I was not feeling well the last few days. I'm still not feeling well. Maybe you can tell from the way I'm talking. And I had a terrible experience, but I'm getting there. I'm better now. And yeah, I'm trying to, go back to the daily routine. So, guys, I received a comment from one of my viewers. I don't know who. Um, I made a comment on someone's YouTube channel, African Tigress. If you don't know her, you can watch content there. She was in Southeast Asia. She was, Lord, I should stop speaking English. She was visiting Southeast Asia, and she was in Cambodia. And I left a comment there that I had a similar experience as her. She went there as a tourist, and she faced some problems. I don't want to repeat the problems she faced. If you want to know, you can check her website, not website, YouTube channel, and you can, get all the tea. And she felt kind of, like she was considered like a kind of a, I don't know how to put it, I want to be positive as possible, but I'll just put it the way it is. She felt discriminated because she was from an African country. The other travelers she was with, they had an easy time getting their visas to the next country, but for her it was really hard. And like she had to walk to the offices and back to find out if she'll be let in the other country, and stuff like that. And but the other travelers who are like basically white and some black people, but who are not from African countries, had it easier. They just passed, And so she felt like she needed to talk about this. And when I saw the video, I was immediately reminded of my time in Cambodia. And somebody asked me if I could, narrate my story. But I don't like being negative. I try to be as positive as possible on this channel because I think it's important to have a positive mindset and always be positive the whole time. But I think if somebody's interested, why not? I can say what happened to me. I went to Cambodia. It was, I think, in April 2010. Yeah, 2010, April 2010. And it was part of my studies. At that time, I was doing my master's degree, my very first master's degree from here in Germany, from the university where I was studying. And I was able to get a scholarship to go there for, it was supposed to be 6 months, like the German normal semester time is 6 months. And I was supposed to carry out research work for my master thesis, which was, covering the topic of microfinance in Cambodia and how they were affected by the financial crisis that was ongoing at that time. And I had sufficient money to stay there for the 6 months, and I was even doing an internship, or everything was organized by my university. My professor was supervising me, and they organized everything. So that when I was in Cambodia, I could also work for a local microfinance bank, and they were also giving me some out of pocket. So I was well covered financially, and of course I had my own savings. So the plan was to stay there 6 months and collect enough data. At first, I was supposed to work and get to know the culture there, get to know the microfinance I was working for, and then later, continue doing the research work. And When I arrived is when things started getting a bit strange. I had applied for my visa to Cambodia from here, and I had also applied for a transit visa because I went through Thailand, and the people in Thailand were quite, they were generally to say kind. I didn't face any problem transiting through Bangkok. Well, I think it's normal people to stare at you when you're black. If in such a country where most of the people are not black, that's the only thing I would say. I was a bit strange for me because I got stared and people were asking me where I come from and why I'm so black and stuff. But it didn't really bother me. I just thought they were just being curious, and they were really nice. And after that, I went to Cambodia, and that's when trouble started. In the aircraft, I was the only black person, and at first, the way we landed, I thought that's the end of my time on Earth because it was a rough landing. I don't want to mention the airline, but I promised myself I'll never use that airline again in my life if I ever go back to Southeast Asia. And after that bad landing experience, I went to the immigrations in Cambodia at the Phnom Penh airport. I hope that's how you say it, Phnom Penh, the capital of Cambodia. And I, followed the protocols, and these guys just surrounded me. The immigration officers, they just surrounded me all of a sudden. I was almost, like, did I do something wrong? What's going on? And they demanded to see my passport. They demanded to know what I was doing there, and then they asked me if I have sufficient money. I said yes, of course. I showed them all the paperwork that I had, but it was not sufficient. And then they told me I need to show them cash money, so I need to go to the ATM to cash out money, to show them that I don't know how much money, I don't even remember. And I was like freaking out, and I was almost giving up. Everybody who was behind me had cleared. They had left. There were French people, there were people from the UK, from the US, from all over, but they were all not black people. So they had left the airport, and they just left me there wondering what's going on. And I don't know how long I stayed there, but it was definitely more than 30 minutes. And I was almost giving up, and even I started telling them, if it's not going to work, you can just allow me to spend the night somewhere, and I'll fly back tomorrow, because there was no flight back at that time. And they were like, no, we cannot allow you that. You need to show us that you have money to stay here, even if it's that one night. If you don't give us the money, if you don't show us the money, we have to take you we have to lock you in, and then tomorrow we'll let you fly if we determine that you came to the country for the right reasons. And I freaked out, guys. I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? What did I do? I didn't know I had done any criminal activity. I tried to keep, I tried to maintain the law, and I was really, I didn't know what else to do. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll just go and cash out the money. And then I'm going to the ATM, and I'm just inserting my ATM card, and I'm typing in my PIN, and all of a sudden somebody tells me, come with us. So I was like, yeah, but I want to get the money out. And they were like, no, leave it, just take your card. And then we went straight to the migrations office, and they took my passport and they stamped it, and they wished me a happy stay in Cambodia, and they were smiling at me, and I was like, what the heck is going on? This is weird, And then somebody approached me, and he was like, are you so and so? I said, yes, I am. Oh, I came to pick you, and I heard that you have a problem. I'm sorry that you're late. I had a meeting, and I had to go to the meeting first. Sorry to keep you waiting, but I am the one supposed to come and pick you here. I've sorted your case. Don't worry. Come with me. So he took me to my hotel where I'd booked to stay for the first week before I could get my own apartment. As I remember, as I said, I was supposed to stay there 6 months. So I thought I stay in the hotel for the first 1 or 2 weeks, and then look for a place where I could afford, a nice place. And I think after 1 week, I had my own apartment, a really nice apartment with really beautiful neighbors. The owner of the apartment they were just a beautiful family. They were lovely. Oh, even though I didn't understand a word they were saying to me. They couldn't speak English, English, and I couldn't speak Khmer, so Khmer, the local language. So we used to communicate with our hands, and you know what I mean. And then I started to work, to go to the office, to, get used to the life in Cambodia. I was really enjoying myself, but the visa that I had was for only 1 month, and I was supposed to renew it and get the kind of a resident permit for the remaining period of time. And that's when I realized something is not right. So before the end of the month, we went to the, they have kind of agencies where you can apply for the visa, because it's I don't know if it's possible to go straight to the offices, the government offices. I don't know, but I was told I have to go to an agency, and I went there, and they took my passport, and the following day they returned my passport without a visa, and I asked what's wrong, and they told me, we are sorry, there's nothing wrong, and but we cannot be able to process your application. You need to leave the country. And I was like, okay, but I'm supposed to stay 6 months. Is there something missing? Is there something I'm supposed to do? They were like, no, there's nothing you're supposed to do, but you need to leave the country immediately. I was like, okay, so now what? So I went back to the office and explained to my supervisors what happened. And there was a French lady and a German guy, and they told me it makes no sense. We didn't get any trouble getting our visas extended, and they were there for long periods. The French lady was working there for, I don't know, it was 1 year she was there, and she didn't have trouble extending her visa for the period she wanted to be there. So she was like, let me take your passport to my agency, and then we'll see if it's going to work. So she took my passport to the agency, and then the agency came back the following day and told her, the guy has to leave. If he doesn't leave, they're going to put him in jail. He should leave immediately. That is the information I've gotten from the government. And then she wanted to know, but why? What did he do? Did he do something wrong? And then she was told, I don't want to give you all the information, but he has to leave. And then he gave us the advice that I should leave Cambodia, go to the neighboring country, and then try to re-enter Cambodia again, and then maybe I can get a passport for a visa for 1 month, 1 more month. So that's what I did. I decided, well, I need time. I'm just settling down. I need time. I will just look for the possibilities to go to the next country. And he gave us the advice to go to the Thai Cambodian border. I take the bus, go to the border, and then sleep there 1 night, and come back again and re-enter Cambodia. So guys, I left the following day. I took the bus, the longest bus ride I've taken for many years. It was many kilometers. I don't know how many kilometers it was to the border, and I was just feeling so lost and so confused, and I didn't know what's going on, and I had left all my stuff packed, and I had organized with somebody that in case it doesn't work, that they should send the stuff to me at the border so that I can, from there go to Bangkok, and then from Bangkok fly back to Germany. So, but I was hoping that I'll go back to Cambodia anyway, because I really wanted to go back. So I went to Thailand, to the border. I was able to cross into Thailand. I still had the Thai visa. It was still valid, and it was a multiple entry visa, so it was not a problem. And I slept there in a very nice, beautiful guest house, or kind of a hotel. It was next to the ocean. It was really beautiful. If I knew it was so beautiful, I would have stayed there for longer, but I just wanted to go back to Cambodia, so that I can continue with my research. So the following day, I took the motorbike to the immigration's offices at the Cambodian border, and it was hell on earth. My God, those people there were so unfriendly. It was terrible. It was so hard to understand them. The motorbike guy actually is the one who helped me, because he could speak quite some good English. He's the one who was helping me to talk to them, because I didn't know what was going on, and they looked so mad and agitated, and I was like, what the hell? What did I do? My God, nobody's telling me what I did. The worst thing is that nobody's telling you what is wrong. At this point in time, I didn't know what was going on. And after some time, they were calling, and, I stayed there for, I don't know, it was quite a long time. And finally, they gave me the visa, and they told me, but it's only for 1 month. After 1 month, you have to leave Cambodia. If you don't leave Cambodia, we're going to put you in jail. So I asked them again the same question. What did I do? So I went back and I was really frustrated at this point. And I decided to explore Cambodia because I knew now I only have like a few weeks left. So I went to Siem Reap, to the temples there, to Angkor Wat. And then I was having a bit of partying with my German friends, my French friends, the guys from the UK. We were all working for the same microfinance. I tried to have the best time as possible. And my Cambodian friends that I had made at that time, I bid them goodbye. And yeah, and then one day we were sitting in a kind of a, how do you call it now in English? In German, we call it Biergarten, like a beer garden where it's a place where you can sit outside and have a beer, right? A beer garden. And we were sitting there, and this French lady told me what happened because she was pissed off with the whole case and she followed it. I don't know what she did, but she was able to find the information. So she was told they cannot extend my visa because they fear that because I am from Africa, I might be there to sell drugs, like all the other Africans there. I was like, what the actual hell? What the actual hell? So I started to do my side research, on the side to find out what Africans are doing in Cambodia, because I had met a few Africans, but they were mostly from South Africa. I had not met an African from any other country apart from South Africa, and I couldn't find any African in Cambodia who I could talk to. So I started trying to find the information by myself, and that's when I realized that there were a lot of Africans in Cambodia, but they were in jail, and most of them were from West Africa. I'm sorry. That's the way it was. Most of them were from West Africa, and apparently when they came there, they were taken to jail. Some were caught with drugs, others were not, but because of this experience, the Cambodian government just lumped all Africans together and said, these Africans, they are drug dealers, they're coming here, not for the right reasons, they're just coming here to sell drugs, so put them in jail. And that's why they made it so hard for Africans to come to Cambodia. I mean, Africans with African country passports to come to Cambodia, apart from South Africa. Don't ask me why. And that's what happened. So it was really, how to say, I felt dehumanized. I felt terrible for myself and for the Africans there in Cambodia. I don't know the whole truth. I don't know if actually these people are selling drugs there. I will never know because I never managed to trace any African there to talk to. My white friends there from France, from Germany, from UK, they didn't know what to do or to say about the story. They were all like, we are sorry, we really want you to stay, but we are not the government, we cannot help you. So I had to cut everything short. I had to stop my research. I had to drop everything I was doing, and before the end of the period, the extended month, before the end of that period, I changed my flight and I flew back to Germany, and I was completely heartbroken. I was so heartbroken. I told the professor what happened. He found it hard to believe, but well, I told him that's what happened. I had a few data collected. I was able to use that to finish my thesis, but it was not really sufficient data, so the analysis was not the best. But I was like, I'm just so tired. I want to finish this thing and just complete the whole thing and forget that it ever happened. And I tried to bury it deep in my subconscious. I did not want to think about it because I wanted to forget that experience. And for many years, that's how it's been. I never wanted to remember it until I saw what African Tigress said, and all these memories came back. Now it's many years since then, and I've still, friends in Cambodia, and I always talk to them every now and then, and they are always inviting me there. And now I'm no longer it's no wrong. I don't think it's a problem for me to go to Cambodia because now I have the German passport, but I always say I'm coming to Cambodia. I will come to Cambodia. I want to fly there, but something tells me, do you want to go through the same experience again? Okay, fine. You have now the German passport, but you still African, you're still black. Do you think you're going to be treated differently? You know, it still kind of puts some fear in me. As much as I would want to visit the country, I'm kind of, you know, you better not. But I still promised myself that I'm going to go back to Cambodia because I feel like I've unfinished business. I feel like there were parts of the country where I didn't have the chance to visit. I feel like, for example, my best friend from Cambodia, he wanted me to go with him to visit his family, but we could not do it because they live so far away from the capital city, and there was no time to plan everything, you know. So I didn't visit my friend's family. I mean, he has a family now with, you know, like he got married and stuff, and I would like to visit his wife and, you know, children, but it's not possible because I have this fear that I'm going to go through the same thing again. But I hope that I don't have to go through the same thing again. I don't hate the people of Cambodia. On the contrary, I love them so much because everybody that I interacted with outside, you know, in the city, wherever I went, they were so kind and nice to me, and they were always smiling. Of course, they were curious. That's normal. If they would come to my country where I was born, I'm very sure we would also be curious why they look the way they look. But I don't think that's being a racist or being discriminative. It's just the human nature to be curious. I don't know what to say about their government policies and why they decided to lump all the Africans together. Maybe the government of Cambodia should consider reviewing that policy, and to think that everybody is an individual, and every case should be, you know, should be considered individually, because that could make it easier for people who are there for genuine reasons to stay there and do whatever they have to do there. Like, I really wanted to stay there for 6 months. That was the minimum period I was supposed to stay there to make sure that I've gotten enough, you know, knowledge of the Cambodian microfinance sector, and also get to understand the problem that they were going through and collect enough data. And this data was not, I was not collecting any government data or anything that's supposed to be, you know, private, confidential. No, it was just open data that I could use to analyze for my master thesis, which you could get at the library. There was nothing hidden. So I didn't have any malicious intent or anything like that. On the contrary, everything was quite well organized and everything was clean cut. Anyway, so that's what happened, guys, and now you have it. Whatever you decide to make out of this information, be your own judge. And if you decide to visit Cambodia or any other Southeast Asia country, just use reasoning, like plan everything in advance and know where you're going. Make sure you've done enough research work, and expect such things to happen and be ready and prepared for them. That's all I can say. But for my friends in Cambodia, still love you. Stay blessed. Stay melanated. It doesn't matter which skin color you are fabulous. Bye.